You're in tune to the Ugly Truth Podcast.
Timo Bakery is the best.
Fresh bread, sweet bread, buns, hot spice up, buns, hot spice ups.
That's the bakery for me.
In this episode,
today we have with us Juliet Davy, a well-known activist in the East Port of Spain area and surrounding, and we have invited her today basically to give us her overview as to the situation that took place in the Bitam. So basically, let's get a little overview from about you, yourself, and so on. And we could go right into the issue with Mr. Hines.
Well, there is a pleasant afternoon to your viewers and to yourself. Well, Morgan, there isn't much to know about me, You said it in a nutshell. I'm a social and political activist.
Okay.
I'm a very outspoken person.
Right.
And basically that's it.
Well,
I love giving my opinion on national issues, and I do not care whether people find favor with it or not. I say my piece, and
Right.
that's it.
Well, I just wanted to get your input in regards to, if you wanted to share some particular viewpoint about yourself, Juliet. So, you said it?
Well, if you want me to, I can let you know that outside of being a political and social activist, why are you laughing? I am an extremely loving person with a big heart, and nothing in this world will ever change that.
Why it is that the constituency of East Port of Spain or Bitam,
Governmental West.
Governmental West, would choose to disrespect, as you say, the MP of the area after he came to sort of deliver some amenities to the residents.
My honest opinion on that is that it was well orchestrated and it was planned not by the people of Bitam Estate but by the UNC, outside of foreign influence.
And what reason you will give for that?
Well, it's politics, and as we have been seeing, the UNC has taken the low road. Prior to Dr. Rowley becoming Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the UNC took the low road when they went to Parliament and made accusations about his character and his father's character and his dead parents' character and what have you. We know what it is about. I don't want to repeat it. We saw where you had Rodney Charles going to supermarkets and putting up all kind of derogatory comments and advertisement boards and what have you about Dr. Rowley. We saw where they went the low road as well in Penal Davy, keep your children away from Rowley. So UNC has taken the low road, and in spite that it would have cost them the 2015 election, they have not stopped. They continue to go the low road.
So you strongly believe
I
that
strongly believe that
they
I'm a
had
person
some
on the ground.
in
No,
roads to that?
they had some. They had all the influence
Alright.
in getting people to do what they did to Mr. Hines. The people of Bitam Estate are not of that type of behavior.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you care to join us?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a surprise to me. It was a surprise to me how the people in the Bitam behaved, but not really surprised, and I believe it was instigated by the UNC. When you look at the shirts that they were putting on, and you look at Anderson, how he was, involved in this thing, it is a very cheap way to go. It's real cheap politics. When you evaluate it, it's not much cheap politics. And what is so discouraging is that African people, black people, would be caught up in this kind of a thing. It is such a disgrace. It is discouraging to see our people, the same ones because the majority who kill each other, they are black. You have a black member of parliament an acting attorney general
black on black
comes
man.
into your community,
As the MP.
and you would agree to go along with this kind of kicking water on him. I thought it was very disrespectful. I think our people have to get ourselves together, and it include everybody who was on the beacon doing what they did.
Well, what was basically over the television is that Hines had no choice but than to come out of the beatum. He even mentioned that he would sort of take action by the police to deal with those miscreants who would have disrespected him and so on. But what would have motivated so much of youths to sort of join in with that sort of exercise, that sort of disrespect?
What would have motivated such as one?
Was there lack of representation?
This is what I believe that the UNC and other people would like to say. That it is a lack of representation. And you talk about how the unemployment. I have been unemployed in my life. You have been unemployed many times in your life. Do you want to kick water on the member of parliament that comes to your community? No, you don't do that. They want to say that it is because Fitzgerald Hines doesn't represent them, that is why they get what they get. No, I don't believe that. I think it's encouraged by the UNC,
yes.
And they want to see black people, they want to see African people fighting against each other so that they can come back into power. It's simple mathematics and cheap politics.
But let me add to that because I think Hazel would have answered appropriately. However, when you look at the comments coming from the UNC,
yes.
And here is where now I want to underscore Hazel's point, because when you look at the comments coming from David Lee, from Kamala Prasad
yes.
Bissessa, and all the other members of parliament.
She denied that the UNC had any.
She denied that the UNC was involved, but she did not denounce it. She did not denounce it. As a matter of fact, David Lee and other members of Parliament from on the UNC side stated that this is what you get, and we can look forward to more of this when you have poor representation. So as members of Parliament, colleague to colleague, they did not denounce it. So when Kamala Prasad Bissessa wants to come, Madam SC wants to come to tell this lay person or these lay people here that UNC didn't have anything to do with it, their actions speaks louder than words. But let me just go further, Mr. Morgan. What is interesting, all the button up and all the support, if you notice, that is coming to the fellas who would have done this in the beaten or to the beaten people. Look at the quarters where it is coming from. It is coming from opposition quarters.
Yes,
They're
yes.
supporters and they're members of parliament. Oh, they did the right thing because they're not getting representation or what have you. But you know, in other scenarios, I want people to pay attention, particularly African people, because we are the ones who are at the bottom of the totem pole, and we are the ones who politicians feel are the most illiterate. Well, both Hazel and I will educate our people today and let them know that we are not illiterate. As a matter of fact, we come from the school of hard knocks, and we would show them what real education is about. Those people, Morgan, in another situation, would say publicly, throw fire, throw a bomb, and all of them, and they beat them.
Yeah.
Take them and put them on an island by themselves. But in this scenario, because it is politically expedient for them, they like the people and they like the beaten fellas. Come on, give me a break.
Juliet, that is a mouthful. Tell me something. What sort of redress can be can be exercised to sort of, do some damage control as that is.
But I think Mr. Hines has done extremely well, Mind you, Mr. Hines is not my most favorite member of parliament, I have issues with Mr. Hines. But I think he has done extremely well by going back.
What sort of issues do you have with Mr. Hines? From India?
Well,
the public would want to know that.
The public would want to know. I believe that when you look at Mr. Hines and you see his dreadlocks, you look at him as a root-sickle person, a grown person. But some of his actions say otherwise. Right? And that's my problem with Mr. Hines. I wish that he would be more down to earth as his Rastafarian hairstyle suggests.
Okay. So perhaps that is some of the reasons in a nutshell that might be responsible.
Well then I can go well then a lot of people feel a lot of things about me, and maybe I could go and start doing things just like them as well. That's why you're telling me, Mr. Morgan. Well, there's no reason. There is no reason.
No,
there's no rationale. There's no rationale for doing that.
Youths, right? And so much of difference of opinion, because there is some against and there is for. There is some that is for the action.
And again, the persons who are for, those are the same persons that you would hear calling the radio when people get robbed on the bus route, when delivery trucks can't go in the Bitam, when it have traffic on the highway and people cars shut down and something happened to them. Those same people call the radio and say, put those people on a different island or send a bomb and bomb up all of them. So you see, let me tell you something. It is either we for law and order or we are for not. We cannot say that it is wrong to bomb them for robbing people on the highway and on the priority bus route. But it is right for the same kind of violence to take place against a respected member of parliament who, by the way, was there. He was not an absentee member of parliament during the flooding incident. He was there. So if he is there, why it is we have not made full use of his presence rather than chase him out of our community?
Julia, I want to ask you a question. Do any similar situation take place in other constituencies, such as the residents or the constituents running their representative?
Not that I know of. No.
All right. And Ms. Hazel, you care to perhaps comment on that question?
Well,
because Trinidad is a big place, and I don't imagine that Hines would be.
Oh, listen, that was provoked. That was provoked. That was deliberate. I have no doubt in my mind that was deliberate. And they did that to make Hines look like he's a fool. That's what they tried to do. But we have sense.
But is there any redress as to if that wouldn't happen again?
No, but I told you. But I told you there's redress. The fact that Mr. Hines he went back into the community, and I think there is a good rapport now between him and the community. Not that there wasn't. I'm not saying that. As well, this young man, Kareem Marcel, and a number of the youths, they are doing several self-help initiatives in the community to help, and I think Mr. Hines and they are involved. And I was seeing on social media where Kareem Marcel was saying as well that they're going to put certain things in place regarding the infrastructure and whatnot that they want in their community, the social programs and whatnot. They're not going to go through the old protesting and what have you. They're going to take a new approach. So there is some out of evil sometimes come at good. So the UNC doesn't realize that, as the song says, you have to mind your own business. Beat up people is PNM, and PNM people is beat up.
Want to get in some.
What I wanted to say was that I think that Mr. Hines ought to be commended for the way that he behaved in all of this. I give him a commendation for his patience, the way he tried to elude all of them, because I don't know if that was happening to me, if I would have addressed it so. I believe I am a Christian woman. I believe in God
So
and
how
all
you
that.
would have addressed it?
Well, I tell you, I don't know.
You don't know.
I gave him all kinds of commendations for the way he handled it. I know one thing for sure, I wasn't running so.
So you
And
believe,
I know that, and I think he did the right thing.
Ms. Smith, you believe that perhaps with that desperation or that sort of need for employment in the midterm?
No, I don't believe what you're coming to tell me. I'm telling you one time, I don't believe that
No,
need for
there's
no
several-
employment.
there's several-
No.
there's several opinions.
That is
And
not so.
We cannot approach it where
No.
you ignore certain views.
No. That was provoked. That was set up.
No, but she said it to you, Mr. Morgan. She
I am
said
telling you
they want to
again.
give the impression that the reason that was done was because of failure of the MP to deliver to the people. But we know that was provoked and it was instigated by the UNC.
That's what it
so
was.
she's telling you, don't throw
Let
that
me-
out the window.
Let me calm down, please, because I'm trying to get across a point, and it might be a popular point based on your views and things like that, right? But what I'm trying to get across is the views of the listening public, where might be of the view that certain needs of the community need to be addressed, and we could use this opportunity as a means of addressing it. All right, and if that is the case, perhaps Mr. Hines, the representative, could indicate that there is a need on the ground, and the powers that be could start perhaps accepting the fact that there is a certain level of needs that need to be addressed. So it's in that light I more or less, want to sort of approach it, because as you rightfully said, is to be commended in the manner in which you handle it, and there is several approaches to remedy the situation, because there ought to be some level of desperation that would cause.
But
or
Morgan,
according
you
to
keep going back to try to make the point that there was something
that motivated.
The behavior was motivated because of unemployment.
No, that is not what took place. That transpired because it was put in place by the opposition, and we maintain that here today.
Right, okay.
But that is not to say that the community does not have needs like all other communities. The thing about it, though, those persons who were in the yellow, who were part of that brigade, their government was there for 5 years and they took 3 months unconstitutional extra for themselves. What did they put in place for beaten people? So you see, the whole thing about it is that our people have to develop a level of intelligence and must not allow politicians to use them, because at the end of the day, those politicians do not want any one of them living in close proximity to them. And all of them who are talking and who are encouraging my youth from the big town, young men who I see from a baby grow up, when they're passing on the bus route and when they're passing on the highway, the glass wind up. So they can't come to Mamagani and fool me. This is politics.
All right, Julia, I want to say, we have exhausted that particular point. You get your point across. I want to mention about the PNM skit. Do you have any comment to me? Not the basically the skit
that
that was
the PNM Sports and Family Day.
True.
It was so. When you look at how people trying to get back into power and the things that they would do. Now I recall before the election, Carnival recently. It was, I think, a recent Carnival Calypsonian
Rowley Mother Kong.
doing a thing about Rowley Mother Kong.
Okay.
And put a big black woman
with a big bottom,
with a Dame Lorraine with two
looking
big
like a Janet.
breasts, a big bottom, jet black, with a white pair of glasses. How do you think we us black women felt?
Correct, you're correct.
And how could they? And we didn't get dressed like Dame Lorraine's and go down to the opposition office and tell Kamla Prasad Bisesa that Indians hate black women. We didn't do that.
Okay.
We did not do that. We looked at it. We listened. It was painful. It was kind of skeptical.
And it was part of the political pickup.
And they say it's political
Pickup and we accept it.
What you're saying is that we are more acceptable, we are more tolerant.
That's right. And we have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
We have to stop being so tolerant because it was an insult to me.
Yes.
You put a blackish woman and then you come in with
a Janet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you come with this thing and say, oh, this Indian woman and these sari and you try to take a black man and put him under the ground. We had enough of that.
And we know. We
had enough of that.
And we know because you cannot use the actual word, we know exactly that you were telling the Prime Minister and the women of this country, particularly African women, your mother so and so.
Correct.
Or your mother so and so.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
and none of them, the Charles, the Wayne Mark, none of them jumped at it. Everybody let it like that. And then come to have all kinds of religious people coming and talking like we committed some sin by doing a skit like that. I think it's disgusting.
Okay, well let us go for a break, please. Because this thing is really
It's hot.
SEPOS Cultural Workshop. Service offered. Audio and video production. Training in computer literacy. Welfare and shelter programs to the less fortunate in our community. For further info, feel free to contact us at 221-4706 or visit us at our Facebook page, SEPOS Cultural Workshop. Expression Studios for all your production needs. Contact us at 221-4706. Come and express yourself. You're tuned to the Ugly Truth Podcast.
You want to pick up from what we left off in regards to the issue about the sari
Skit.
and the skit. All right? My question is why it is that we don't have black organization responding to these comments, these racial comments that before we went on the break, you all mentioned about this carnival skit with this black woman with this big bottom and so on, right? How come we don't have uproar from the black organization putting into those issues?
Well, it is not that I have not thought about that. You have, his name is Mr. Cabon.
Yes, that is
Cabon.
one of our leaders.
That's the person who is responsible for
Cambon.
Cambon.
Yeah.
And I have also questioned his function
His role.
with his
let
role.
me mention, it's not only Cambon is responsible for responding to this type
Yes,
of thing. It
yes.
has several, it has Injax, it has NIAP. I think that organization gone defunct or something.
Well,
Seven codes,
Carbon seemed to be the leader of all
Yeah.
of that.
All right.
We see him,
And
we see
he's
him as
the one on
Sakura.
Emancipation
Yeah.
Day, he's the person. And I often wonder about his function in terms of the African community.
Okay.
When over the past 10 years, we have had more than 6,000 African men dead,
Killing
murdered
each other.
among themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't hear from a Cabon, you understand? They
Cabon.
don't come out here in the community and speak to the African young man and explain to him what is his role in this society. You don't hear no African leaders.
But would he get the support this Cambon, would he get the support if he attempted?
Well, the only way he will find out is to do it. And that is what he will do. He will have to find out. He will have to come and speak to these young men to find out why it is you're all killing each other for nothing, it seems. And it's thousands of young men that are leaving thousands of young women fatherless. When you kill 6,000 men in 10 years, that's 6,000 children plus that are fatherless.
So
Right,
you're
and
saying that there's need for more leaders like Cambon
To get involved.
and get involved, because
Yes.
there's David Mohammed, who seems to be doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
We have several other leaders like the Muslim gentleman.
But while we have leaders like David Mohammed, who, you know, is carrying the African conscious flag,
Yeah.
still, and this is not to knock David Mohammed, because he's a brother and I appreciate him very much. But still, when you listen, you still hear the buts, and we want no but. There is no but.
What do you mean, but?
But you still hear the but. We want Cambon and these people to come out.
Would
But
they
we
get the
must
support?
not-
Would they get the support that they require?
They
Because
would get
if
the
a lead-
support. They
If a
would get the
leader
support.
come out and sort of decide to take up the mantle of the black people problem, right?
They would get the support, and I don't think that it is so much absent, you know. As I was saying just now, whenever we do it halfway. We still say the but. Like for instance, the incident in the Beta Estate, you would still hear our black voices or our black leaders saying that was a disrespect to Mr. Hans. But
Yes.
if we don't want no but, it was a disrespect. Full stop. But you see, once we bring
Explaining the but. You have a problem with the explanation.
there is no
Explanation.
justification, and again, I want to go back to Mr. Cambon. If we have leaders like Mr. Cambon saying no, the minute something like that happened to Mr. Hines, Mr. Cambon was supposed to be first out there to say, listen, I do not, or I condemn that. He did not, he have not said anything.
He did that with the sari.
Our young
He
men
did that in the newspaper with the sari. He
Oh.
hurried up
Oh.
and did that with the sari. You understand? Even with the explanation as to how that happened. And mind you, that too could have been a setup in Tabakit.
Thank you!
Because
Thank
in
you!
Tabakit-
It's Tabakit constituency that
In
came
Tabakit-
from. And I asked myself
And
the
in
question.
Tabakit, it
Yes,
could be a
Hazel?
setup.
Yes.
Somebody directed them to perform that skit.
Right. Not only that,
Somebody
Hazel.
who knew about the
the culture.
That's
because
right.
if you notice
That's right.
that skit
That's
for
right. They
some
ain't
reason
fooling nobody.
was in line with everything relating
That's
to some
right.
East Indian culture and their religion.
They
and what have you.
encouraged them to
that
do that.
was properly well put in
Some
place.
Hindu person showed them how to do that. They didn't know how to do that, and they did it deliberately
Yes.
so they could get that
Hazel is
kind of a
boss.
response.
He's a boss.
All right.
He's a boss.
One of the questions I want to ask: are you all satisfied with the representation given by the MPs of this present government?
Well, I don't live in a constituency where there is a PNM MP. I have opposition MP. And I'm not satisfied with the representation. As a matter of fact, I'll be outspoken because I ain't come here to powder puff nothing, you know, Morgan.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, those people who are in our opposition today, they have no place being here. They have no place being in Parliament after that 5 years and 3 months that they took in office and brought this country to its knees. They have no place to be nowhere there. But in any event, and having said that, I want to add that any representation that we are getting now, we have to understand that it is based on what transpired before. So, our government is trying very hard to try to pick back up the ruins of 2010 to 2015. And I put that there to rest. Anybody who wants to believe that after 2010, because it is not my vote that removed Kamala and Dave from office, it is thousands of us who agreed that something was wrong with that administration while we removed them. So they must tell me why. After 2 years in office, knowing what we came from, we do not want to give Dr. Rowley and the PNM the opportunity to properly fix this. Okay. That is my problem.
Okay. Well, the other point I'd like to raise with you all ladies is the question of the NCPP, National Crime Prevention Program.
I don't know about this, but go ahead.
All right. That is an initiative, a crime program that the last Minister of National Security elaborated on, and then, well, he transferred to housing, so basically it is continued. Mr. Retired Major General Rodney Smart is the coordinator of such a program, and the intention is to utilize ministry resources to impact positively with the community and have the community do their different development programs and so on.
Very nice.
And I find that is a very laudable program, because that is an opportunity for activists like yourself to get involved, aligned. How they decide to roll it out, as far as I hear, is that you form community councils. Well, my problem is that there's several organizations already existing in the community, and for whatever reason, when a program comes, they want to transform everything else that is within the community to suit their program. I think they should use the existing organizations, right? What is not bona fide? I'm not saying that you use them, but there is several faith-based organizations, community council already existing, station council. I know that you all is part of such a program in Port of Spain, the West Street Police Council, right? And I want to believe that these groups should be aligned and be able to sort of execute that particular crime, because it's crime we're talking about, and this is a serious issue in Trinidad. So I just want to sort of open the floor for any ideas as to what we might highlight to Mr. Rodney Smart.
You have anything to add about it? Well, based on what you said, Morgan, I don't have a problem at all. Right. As a matter of fact, I believe that it is the community that should solve its own in-house problems using state resources and assistance.
All right.
It's a very good initiative. However, if we are to go back to something very similar, which was called live sports. If this is another live sports, hear me well, Morgan. If this is another live sports, where the state resources is going to be placed into certain elements' hands, and then they distribute it how they see fit to those beneath them who do not have an interest in any development but just receiving $1, then it does not make any sense. So I hope this is not another live sports.
Yeah, I think the initiative is rolled out in a particular way where community councils is formed within the community. But the point I am making, there's already councils, there's already institutions in the community,
right,
that could be co-op. Like for instance, SEPOS have a cooperative, a multi-purpose agricultural cooperative, and we would like to sort of align ourselves to such a program.
I have no problem, right? And I'm saying yes.
You see,
Yes, please.
Yes, I knew what you all are saying, but
Yeah.
I am thinking that there is among the community, the people in the community, the citizens,
Yeah.
they are in a time of their life now where they want relief. Relief from being bombarded with all these bullets, with all these guns. We could talk about coming and meeting and having a meeting, a private meeting here and a private meeting there, and we work with the NGOs here. But when we get up, 1 o'clock in the morning is bullets, 4 o'clock in the evening is bullets. Bullets, 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 people dying all the time. People want that to be seriously addressed. Some people want to be able to go into their apartments like the people at Clifton Towers and not be afraid. They want immediate relief. The students at Success Village, they want immediate relief. They want this bullet shooting business to stop.
Well, I think
And the
crime
question is,
plan,
uh-huh.
the crime plan
Uh-huh.
is meant to sort of eradicate that sort of.
But that is what I'm saying, Morgan, and I am saying I applaud the initiative. I'm 150% for the initiative. But let us be real, this would not be the first one. There was the one with the Redskin Rasta guy, I forget his name.
Sword seals or something?
Yes, Sloan Seals. There was the one with him, and there were many others. And the most recent that comes to my mind was live sports. When these programs come into the community, most of the time it ends up in the wrong hands. And I am saying, if we are to see, and I'm supporting Hazel, if we want to see the success of this program, and I'm supporting you as well, then we need to use the existing bona fide organizations
Correct.
to work with the people to bring about this change. If it is we are going to put it in the hands of individuals, because all the talk they talk about Mr. Hines and what have you, as recent as on that rainy day, what have you, a tractor and whatever was down there to clean the drains and what have you for the people. And what happened to the contractor? They chased him out. They chased him out. So who fooling who? You chase the person with the tractor and you chase the MP. And then you say to the public that is because of the MP's failure while they chase him. Well, he's here and a tractor is here. So where the back and forth, where they going? Where they going?
So tell me something. Is there any viewpoint as to why that sort of rationale does be chosen from these people, whoever deciding to do this?
You know it. You know that they are objecting to those people because they believe that they should be working. Gangsters, would object to TN Tech or whoever it is, if it's transportation, whoever is dredging the thing, they are objecting to those people being employed because it is in their area and they feel that they should be the ones, although they may not have the qualifications to do the job, the skills to do the job, that they should be the ones doing it. And because of this, the community is held at ransom.
All right, what the law enforcement people intend to do about that?
Well, we're not law enforcement. We can't tell you what they intend to do.
No, well, it's a suggestion we're making. We're talking to make suggestions.
So
and
what
so
we
on.
think they can do?
Yeah.
Well, I think what they are doing now, over on the Beaton, they have 24 hours coverage by the police and the army. I think until they are able to stabilize their places, they would have to need to do that. Until they are able to place their people in jobs and cut out this border business where people can freely go to work wherever they want to work. They, the people themselves, are the ones who are responsible for changing this situation,
Yes.
not the police.
Not the MP.
So your suggestion or our suggestion should be is that there is need for more security apparatus to
Until such time that these people who fighting among each other come to themselves and realize that they are destroying a whole generations of people and come together and change their ways.
Well,
it
I
is
guess-
up to them.
I guess that would be part of the task of the councils or the NCPP initiative that they will have to put in place to deal with these
Yes,
issues.
yes.
So I want to thank you all, Ms. Hazel and Julia, for such a lively discussion and debate.
Well, you know, once I hear the place has to be hot.
Right? So I want to invite you all some other time to come in and keep the Ugly Truth podcast alive. And this is a program.
The ugly truth. But you tell me that we said. Pull it down a little bit. It's the ugly truth.
So well, only swallowing me up as other ladies swallowing me up with other point of view. Alright? So again,
Yeah,
I wanna thank you all again, and it was a lively podcast, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Bye bye.